When there are less desires, the mind remains in the present moment. One more deep, slow, conscious breath. Let us chant together so that all lingering thoughts vanish. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत् सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्।
Thank you, Vidya. So we are doing a text called as Jivan Sutrani, where there are 66 sutras given for happiness and success. And we are on the chapter called as empowerment. How to constantly empower ourselves, how to inspire ourselves, how to discover that motivation, energy in self. So we will summarize the chapter after we complete the last two verses, because these are the two verses of the empowerment chapter. So last topic, what we did in the last session is very interesting, and very few people think in the way Guruji has thought about success, defining success. So suppose we ask, what is the definition of success? What is the definition of happiness? People normally say that whatever I want and if I get, That is success, and that will give me happiness. If I don't get what I want or the goal, then it will lead to failure and sadness. So this is a very common definition. We don't have to think and take help of the scriptures. But Guruji has brought about a new thought to success, which is so valid, that whatever our desire or goal is, in accomplishing that, there must be benefit of others, there must be happiness to others, there must be overall well-being of nature, of resources, of people, then it is called as success. So there are two types of success, two levels of success: individual success and total success, Vyashti and Samashti. And that is a very interesting point of defining success. And this is a very important point, because this we can discuss with anybody when we go outside, that what is your definition of success? Do you think you are a successful person? Do you think you are a happy person? And this gives answers to many, many questions, and it can give us a direction to behave, act, and do. Because many people say that I do what I like, I say what I feel, but then, and that gives me happiness, so I will do that. But whether that will give other people happiness, other people are getting extremely bored, but I'm not leaving them. Other people are getting, feeling miserable, feeling hurt, feeling disappointed with my behavior, with my action, with my accomplishment of goal. And then say, no, but I am a happy person, I am a successful person, just because I am getting what I want. So now we come to a higher level of success and definition, higher level of success and happiness definition is that whatever I am doing, whatever I am getting, number one, what is the means applied for that? So for success, means become important. In that, in those applications of the means, whether there is benefit of others, there is overall well-being of the nature. Otherwise, I do whatever I want, in that nature gets destroyed. Plants, trees, people get destroyed, then that is not success. So this gives a very clear roadmap for us, because the entire book, entire text, what we are dealing is that 7.7 billion people want success and happiness. Success means prosperity, security, love, relationship, that will all come in success, and happiness. So noble goal is important, where there is overall well-being. The means must be noble. At the end of accomplishment of any action, the result must give peace to my mind and happiness to others. Okay, chalo, suppose it is giving me peace, at least it must not disturb others. And then we are coming to the verse, and then we will conclude this particular chapter today by the last verse, that if it is not done, there will be calamity. And that is the reason we can see so much of sorrow, so much of suffering, so much of agitation, so many problems, because in my accomplishment of my own happiness and goal, happiness and success, I am destroying other people's happiness and success. That's the reason we can see many countries attack other countries. And once you attack other country and capture that country must prosper. Okay, you attack, you enhance your empire, but in that enhancement, whether other country is getting prosperous or getting destroyed. We had recently, me and Manisha had gone to Delhi. I think I'm inviting all of you. If you go to Delhi, please see the Prime Minister's palace. Prime Minister's palace, in the sense, earlier there was only Nehru's details. Now there are all prime ministers who served India, their details are there.
Museum.
Prime Minister's museum, where our Narendra Modi has created, and it's extremely beautiful. In the first section itself, it is showing that when Britishers came here, it is all recorded and it is history. Our GDP was 24 and UK's GDP was 1% when they came here. Such a prosperous country, because robbers come only to rich people. They don't go to poor country people. And when they left, that is in 1720, when they left in 1947, their GDP was more than 24 and our GDP came to 1%. So in the quest of conquering a country, it is a classic example. People say they are a successful nation. According to this, they are not successful nation because they destroyed so much of employment in India. They destroyed culture. They created poverty. They created famine in Bengal where lakhs of people died. It is all recorded there. And they were extracting money from people who were not having food to eat. So it is a classic example in discussion of this topic, that success at what cost? Happiness at what cost? So we go to the 10th verse here, where it has been mentioned here. We just mentioned this verse in the last session, that there must be harmony between individual success and total success. Yeah, Vidya. Tayor madhye.
Yeah. Tayor madhye samanjasyam astu. Tayor madhye samanjasyam astu.
So
And there is, that is 11th. Okay.
we will go to that. So I was listening to Amitabh Bachchan's interview long time back, 25 years back, which inspired me. I still remember the sentence. He told that in an interview, he was telling that, you see the jobs we do, we cook, that is one job. Then we work in a factory, we go to office and we work on our desk and we work on laptop, we send emails. And then he told that, how many people come and watch when you're working? Number one. How many people celebrate your work? How many people celebrate or become happy by seeing your work? And that is the difference between my work and other people's work, which I really enjoy. That I also sweat like you. I also take 24, 25, 30, 40 takes. It is a hard work, but when I work, people come to watch my work. And after I complete my work, people pay money and they come to see my work and they go back happy. So it's a different perspective which inspired me, that can I do some work where people also rejoice in that work? People celebrate my work, and that is real success. So here, right now I'm in Kolad, where I take corporate training program. I tell them that I am enjoying at your cost because you pay me money. Then I speak and you are listening and you are clapping also. So what more do I want, for some dialogues? And I'm getting paid for it. So that was one of the inspiration when I was in college, where I heard this interview. And then he also gave Milind Soman's example, like a model. We don't consider models as, great or something because we say their lifestyle is bad or etc., etc. But he was telling one example that Milind Soman walks only 10 steps and people come to watch him. When you walk, people run away. So you see the difference. So people come to watch other people's work, like singers, actors, speakers, etc. So can I make my work beautiful where people want to watch, like our Gurudev now? That was where I wanted to come, that the way he used to fold letters, the way he used to write, the way he used to walk, the way he used to pick up his stick, the way he used to pick up the tobacco dabbi, we have seen it personally now, they cut those kind of shots. And the way he used to open it with one hand, flip, and then take up, and then wait for 5 minutes, and then take a deep one in front of 1,000 people, 5,000 people on the stage, not afraid that, because he knows that why he was doing it. His nose was getting stuck and that was required as a medicine. So whatever it is, but everything was graceful. So one of the things what we can do is that, no, but I'm not an actor, I'm not a singer. but at least every action I can enjoy myself. The more I enjoy every action of myself, then I can make that success full and happy action, and then people will come to watch. Oh, we normally watch also how the person gets so engrossed in the work what they do. So let there be harmony in individual success and total success. So it gives a very important point for us. My success should contribute to total success. In others' happiness, one discovers self-happiness. That's the next level of discovering success and happiness. In others' success, I discover success. When everyone celebrates my success, that is real success. That is what I was giving examples. And Guruji gives example that when one person scores century, the entire country celebrates. So individual records are good, but if you ask any person who has won, or who Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli or any, they say that even if I score well, but I normally feel very happy when my team wins or my country wins. So that is success definition. So what is the conclusion? Individual achievements accomplished by unfair means for selfish reason, by exploiting others, uncaring of their needs, creating disharmony is not considered as success. If the goal is selfish, the celebration is only by me and the one who has some benefit. So Guruji also gives example of a squirrel, that in this entire bridge, the squirrel did its job, but her work actually made the major amount of patching up the stones, whatever the squirrel could do, that is called as success. So how small work I do, some people say, no, but I am a small person. I don't have talents. No, what can I do for the nation? What can I do for the society? What can I do for Chinmay Mission? But that's the reason Guruji immediately takes up that squirrel example. That squirrel is small. And she was wondering in this entire bridge what I could do. So she was only picking up little mud and putting in those stones. That is success. So now we are very clear what is success and whether I am a successful person or no. Swamiji gives this example of Chandrasekhar Azad, that till his last breath he told, I will fight for this nation. And before dying, because he knew that what he was going to do, he is going to be hanged. Before dying, he said that this much only I could do. And when he was even dying, 80 soldiers were sent to catch him, though he was injured. That is success. So what is harmony? Equality of well-being of all in individual and total success. That is where the whole success definition secret lies. If there is harmony in between individual success and total success, that is called as real success. Anyatha, so this is very simple to understand. If this is not done, there will be calamity. Anyatha, anartha. So we don't consider Ravana or Duryodhan as successful kings, because though they had so much of gold, so much of prosperity, they had a kingdom, but their people were unhappy. It was getting destroyed, the kind of decision what they were taking, even their own country was getting destroyed. Their own brothers, sisters were dying, still they were not giving up the ego or that kind of arrogance. So we do not call them as successful. We call that squirrel who just helped in that making the bridge as a successful person from this point of view. So they say that, Indians are rich. There are some Indians are billionaires, trillionaires. So that prosperity must now percolate into the Indian nation. One of the sarcastic comments are Indians are not poor, India is poor. If you see the number of billionaires and trillionaires, what we have are huge. But there is a polarity of wealth happening, polarity of success happening. So we will summarize the entire empowerment chapter now one by one, and then we will go to the next topic called as workable tips, which is one of the most beautiful ones. So what is the first sutra of empowerment chapter? Human effort is finite, but potential is infinite. Our potential is infinite, but our effort, our actions, our thought, our desires are finite. So how to make it infinite? By inviting Lord's grace, by inviting universe grace, universal energy. Because only when universal energy, universal grace is connected with human effort, the impact is something which is, they say, superhuman. We will say that, okay, this person achieved superhuman accomplishments. So that is because the person got access to the universal power, to God's grace. Therefore, we must depend upon Him alone. The universal grace, the universal Lord's grace, universal energy. And we must put our 100% efforts. When these two get connected, some magic happens. There is no logic. Where the logic fails, magic happens. By that alone, life becomes truly beautiful, happy, and divine. That is the next sutra. So how to make life Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram? By putting 100% effort, 1000% effort, at the same time becoming accessible to Lord's grace, universal energy. And that can only happen when I have a real self-belief in me that the real Karta is Lord. I am only an instrument. And when that bhava comes, like Hanuman, then mighty, mammoth, unimaginable feats happen in our life, through us. But when there is an arrogance that I am doing everything, I am responsible for this, then the feats are not so magical. It is well known that great goals have great impediments. So definitely before that, we saw that one of the secret of empowerment is having a noble higher goal. And then this all followed that. And the next, immediately the sutra what Guruji took was that why good people will have obstacles or problems in life, because all great goals, good people will have great impediments. Because only good people will keep high noble goals. So that also answers that question that why good people suffer. That is one question when many people ask. Wherever I'm having a high goal, there will be problems, there will be obstacles. And in overcoming those obstacles and problems, only my growth happens. If I have to grow and outgrow, then the problems and obstacles are the means. That's the reason God gives these obstacles and problems. What are the possible results when the obstacle comes? Some people give up the goal only. Some people get dejected. Some people get depressed. Some people go on to extreme for suicide. What has been mentioned here is that we must give up all that thing and strengthen our confidence and fortitude. And one must keep marching and putting the efforts, whatever we can. And all the time praying for Lord's grace. These two must go simultaneously. Some people only pray but don't put efforts. God will do, some magic will happen. And some people will put efforts but will have arrogance that I am putting so much of effort and nothing is happening. So the secret is my effort, God's grace. My efforts, God's grace. God's grace, my effort. Let all worldly problems be solved by only spiritual vision. So we saw many types of problems: psychological problem, physical problem, financial problem, this problem, that problem. But all problem must have one solution, and that one solution must come from a spiritual vision, not from the plane at which we are operating. What is a spiritual vision? We saw we must know what is in my control, what is not in my control, and then take action in what is in my control as such, and know what is nature of self, nature of world, nature of God. Once we know the relationship between Jiva, Jagat, Jagdishwar, once we know what is the purpose of all these things, then that particular problem is tackled through the spiritual vision, and I grow spiritually. The steadfast action in action, one surely achieves success. So there must be spiritual vision and there must be steadfast, efficient action. And that is what is a core of Bhagavad Gita, where the vision was provided by Lord Krishna, and Arjun was the best archer, best Nara, and Lord Krishna is the Narayana. So that dialogue is very important, where the last verse is now we are going to take soon of Bhagavad Gita, that is a 700th verse. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara. So there are 4 things happen when these two come together: spiritual vision and efficient action. That we will see in that particular verse. So success is also of 2 types, individual and total success. Individual success must be in harmony with total success. That is the secret. In my happiness, there must be happiness of others. No, I feel happy doing this, talking this. I must also see whether other people are getting bored, or other people are enjoying, or in my action, whether other people are benefiting, etc., etc. When that thought comes, then I will change my course of action. Let there be harmony in individual success and total success. Otherwise, there will be calamity. These were the pointers of the chapter called as empowerment. So with that, we go to the next chapter called as workable tips. Now, very interestingly, here our Jivan Sutrani text is over, but still it continues because now workable tips come. So major important topic is covered. But if you see Sadhana Panchakam, if you see Bhagavad Gita, even in Bhagavad Gita, Lord gives Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and then talks about Ahar, Vihar, and then Sattva, Rajas, Tamas on food. In Sadhana Panchakam also, he gives very, very different point of view about karma, about goal of life, and then he talks about various other things on food, about actions, etc., which we have to do in day-to-day life. In Taittiriya Upanishad also, we saw that, in the first chapter, certain things are given. Then the Sutrakar talks about the highest truth and then how it has to be practiced. So now Guruji has worked out some workable tips for all of us, which are so beautiful, so practical, so day-to-day life we can implement. So let us take at least the first workable tip today and complete it. So with the first tip, I have sent it to you.
Yeah.
So can you read what is the first workable tip?
Yes. Vishramam vina parishramo na karaniyasthathaiva cha karyam vina vishramaha. Vishramam vina parishramo na karaniyasthathaiva cha karyam vina vishramaha.
Such a beautiful tip. I think this is one of my favorite tips, because this I talk many times, and very, very beneficial tip. Number 1, most people talk all the time. They are very busy. I have no time. I have no time for my health. I have no time for my relationship. I have no time in office. And all the time there are some people who are at least appearing hyper. When they're talking to you also, you don't feel they are with you. They are in 10 places. Their mind is all distracted with 10 places, 10 things in future, past, this, that. So this is, according to me, a very, very important tip to process. What here is the sutra secret is that without rest, do not work. and do not rest without work. So let us now discuss this, what it means, Do not work without taking rest, and do not rest without doing any work. Now, this is very, 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 very important, because many people are just running from morning to evening, morning to evening. And then all the time the complaint is, I have to handle too many things. There is job, there is family, there is social work, there is leisure, there is this, there is that. And all the time I believe that someday later on I will take rest. Someday I will take a break. And then office people want to take a break for 2 days. And after going there for 2 days, again, they want to come back at house and take some rest, because I'm tired outside in my leisure trip. So what is the important question now? When I've created a family, when I'm doing a job, when I'm doing business, when I'm after some kind of success, fame, power, I must ask one question: at what cost have I created this family? At what cost I'm doing this job? At what cost I'm doing this business? At what cost I want success? At what cost I want fame, power, whatever I want? So one of the important question I can ask here is that at what cost? And today the research shows that 80% of corporate people are unfit. So I'm earning money at the cost of my health. Is it worth? I'm earning money at the cost of relationship, mental fitness. I'm becoming more and more agitated, more and more frustrated, more and more irritated in office. Most of the time we experience all these emotions. At what cost am I working? So before creating a family and not before doing a job, I must ask this question. Now you might say, no, but now we are listening at the age of this, we have already created a family, we are already doing a job or business. So now we must ask this question that, first of all, I had a choice of doing this job and creating this family. What is the purpose? At what cost? Both the things I have done for happiness and success, but success and happiness should not come at certain cost. So what are the costs? Loss of health. You can add in this list. This is my list, what I made in contemplating on this. Lack of harmony in relationships. I have no time to build relationships, to enjoy people's company, because all the time I'm hurrying. When I'm talking also, I'm talking, eating, drinking, walking as if there is some tiger behind me and something is going to happen which I'm going to miss. Lack of time to enjoy wealth, lack of time to enjoy relationships. Lack of time for rest. That is what Guruji is talking about. First of all, those who are working or those who are not working or having a family or job. Job is equal to livelihood or job is equal to life. For some people, job is equal to life. Job is for me, for my livelihood. That's all. I must know in life, this is a very important statement here coming, I must have the intelligence and vivek, which is called as vivek, to know how much significance I have to attach to what. What is the significance of family? What is the significance of job? What is the significance of this work? And the valuation depends upon my intelligence. If I attach too much significance to insignificant thing, it will burden me, it will stress me. There is one very interesting statement here. Don't get so busy in making a living that I forget to make a life. I'll repeat. Don't get so busy in making a living. Living is very simple actually. I just require little food, some sleep, some exercise, but these three I'm not doing properly under the garb of making a living, and I'm not actually understanding how to live a life. If I want to understand, we must see small children, or we must refer scriptures that how children eat, how children play, how children live life. So what is more important, making a living or making a life? At the end of the journey, I must be a profitable businessman of life. There is business of life and there is business in life. There is another question which I ask many people. Many people say, I'm very busy, very busy, very busy. Even after at the age of 75 also people say, I don't have time. So one question I must ask, whether I'm busy or productive. Both are different things. Whether I'm activity driven or productivity driven. There are some people who constantly want some activity. एक activity के बाद दूसरा activity, दूसरे के बाद तीसरा. Right now I'm here, I'm thinking about dinner. Dinner के बाद tomorrow breakfast, then tomorrow work, then day after tomorrow. Then I talk to so many people, what will happen to my children, their school, their college, their marriage, their children, their house. So much of this is activity driven. I'm not asking what is a purpose, what is a productivity. So one important question we can transform our life is that, am I productive or I'm only active? Am I activity driven or am I productivity driven? What is the net result at the end of creating family? I must become better and better, not bitter and bitter. At the end of job and business, I must become more prosperous and successful, not lose my health and sleep and then work for money. Activity and productivity are two different things. Why am I always busy? This is one question we will address. This is what Guruji is talking about. Yes, day before, a few days back, we had gone to Vibhuti. I think I have written it down what he said. He said in similar lines, beautiful management tips. He said that one lady was telling him that, Guruji, after my daughter gets married, I will become free. I'm going to enjoy. This is what she said to him. I'm just waiting for my daughter to get married. He told, you're all sitting, he told, then she told, I'm little worried about her marriage, first sentence. Then she told, after her marriage, I will become free. After her marriage, I'm going to enjoy. He told, there will not be any time where you will be out of chinta. चिंता तो कभी खत्म नहीं होती है. नंबर वन, चिंता चिंता जलाती है, चीता नहीं जलाती. चीता एक बार जलाती है, चिंता बार बार जलाती है. नंबर टू, ही सेड, चिंता कभी खत्म नहीं होती. सेकेंड, वर्क नेवर गेट्स ओवर. यू गेट ओवर. Life is over, work is never over. Work will continue. I think many people will agree to this. We feel that after I get a job, I will be happy. After I get married, I will be happy. After I will be having children, that I will rest. After having children, then there is school. And after, people think once children are married, I will be happy and I will be resting. No, you can talk to so many grandparents. The grandparents are overworking than their children to look after their grandparents. So what are the reasons? Less efficiency. People who are less efficient, less competent are more busy. I am not actually want to delegate, or I am not asking for help. This is very important. Yeah.
You complete what, because you said whatever Guruji, you said it halfway only.
So Guruji said that, yeah. So thanks, Manisha. So number one sentence, chinta kabhi khatam nahi hoti. Worry never gets over. Second, work never gets completed. We are finished, but work is not finished. Third, we have to, and that lady said that I will be free after my daughter is married. This is one thought or one myth what we have. He gave the reality that we have to discover freedom in amidst the work going on outside. In this context, very completely. We have to discover that inner freedom when the work is going outside. There is no time will come in our life. One day we will think that I will be free, life will be rest, and I will be very happy and will be peaceful. This will never happen. Amidst work, I must be able to discover freedom and peace deep within. That is what he was hitting. So why am I busy? Less efficiency. I'm not asking for help because I want to do everything, because nobody does like me. I'm not happy with the maid servant. I'm not happy with family members because I want to do everything. Then you do. Then I'm pretending to be busy because if I'm not busy, I will lose my importance. This is another racket people have, that if I'm not busy, nobody will ask me. My importance, significance comes because I'm busy. I cannot delegate to anybody. I cannot afford by habit. Third, I don't have any hobbies only. So I just work and make other people work. Too much of rajas. I don't know what else to do. So I constantly want some activity, no higher goal in life to accomplish, no noble goal. Then Guruji says, don't want to face emptiness, boredom, silence. So I don't want to sit quietly. I make ये करना है, वो करना है, ये देखना है, ये करना है, इधर जाना है, उधर जाना है, constant. And then I say, I'm tired, back-to-back activities. I'm not interested in facing emptiness, boredom, silence. I must face sometimes and overcome it once for all. And that is called as workaholic, activity holic. This is very, very true because this is the role of Rajas. So what is the definition of success with Swami Satmananji gives? Success minus stress is equal to happiness. Success plus stress is equal to breakdowns, burnout. At the end of family life, I am burned out. At the end of job, I am burned out. I don't have energy. I don't have inspiration for meditation, for higher studies, for japa, because I don't have time for my health also. Guruji says that even cars require maintenance and they are taken for a few days in the service center. But I do not have any service center where I can be recharged, overoiled, rest. This is what we covered, that after all work, task is over, I will take rest, however long the task may be. This is another point what Guruji explains very vividly. After the entire project is over, I will take rest. After I go to America, I will take rest. But in that journey also, I have to take rest in between. After this is over, then I will take rest. Then I will be at peace. This can never happen. Because when the task is going on, whether it is 1 day or 3 months or 6 months, I have to discover freedom and peace while doing that task, whether it is 1 hour or 1 year. So there is a research by McKinsey. They have researched and found out that 70% of top achievers in the world who are business leaders, they have 2 challenges which they have figured out, either health challenge or relationship challenge. And according to Guruji, the entire human lifestyle changed after electricity was invented. So sometimes we must live like animals and birds, get up at 4:30, eat at 6:30 and sleep at 6:37. If we sleep at 6:37, then we will get up at 3:30, 4:30. But then here our day starts for some people at 6:37. So one important point what Guruji mentioned is that when this thought is there, that after all this work is over, when the work is over, people, no, don't talk to me. Don't disturb me. No, don't do this. I'm so busy. All the time, like after this is over, then I will be talking to you. I will be thinking about this. He says that they trudge on tiredness and exhaustion, and the work never gets finished and we are finished. And that's the reason we find some people are most of the time tired or exhausted. And that is what they keep talking, back to back work. I am tired. I am exhausted. No energy now. This much to be done. That is to be done. Because all the time, I'm not talking about some inspiring, peaceful, joyous journey. We have never seen Guruji, Gurudev, or many people tired or exhausted by work, by doing work. And they are meeting thousands of people, hundreds of people whom they don't like also. Or because they love everybody, but many things they don't want to do, they have to do, but still all the time cheerful. And this is a fashion now, saying that I had a horrible busy day converting oxygen into carbon dioxide. I'm busy doing nothing. If anybody says tomorrow to you or today that I was very busy, you must say, okay, you are busy, but what is the end result? Was it productive? So with that, we will complete today. This is a first workable tip, what is given here, that taking rest amidst work is my responsibility. There is no time is going to come in our life that one day there will be no work and I will be peaceful. And then I can focus entirely on my spiritual sadhana. I must discover rest, peace, and that energy while the work is happening outside. It's a simultaneous process. And that is the sutra what Guruji is bringing about as workable tip. First workable tip. So you can imagine how beautiful and practical this tip is, and how you have been talking about busy all. So from today, one sadhana, never tell in life to anybody that I am busy. That busy word we must remove from our mental dictionary. You tell what the work you are doing and you say, I'm enjoying and it's my choice and I'm growing. And this is a work I'm doing because I want to do. I'm inspired to do this work. I'm busy means I'm doing some work which I don't like. Very interesting. We can keep thinking and contemplating very workable tip. And finally, before closing, we must have time for the timeless. If I'm constantly telling life and universe and God that I'm busy, He has different means to make us timeless. We must have time for the timeless because that's our goal. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you very much.